Hey, I'm Lyndol Woodruff, and welcome to the Clarity Changes Everything podcast. People are like, wait, you sell windows and you're doing a podcast? Yes, I am, because clarity changes everything, not just in your house with your windows, but in a chaotic culture, when you find clarity, your whole life changes. So I wanted to bring on some cool people. Let's talk to them. Grab some coffee. Let's do this. Hey, welcome back to Clarity Changes Everything. I'm your host, Lyndol Woodruff. I got the one and only Miss Kerri Cook in the house.
Hello.
Yes, the Mrs. of Cook DFW.
That's correct.
You watched the episode a couple weeks ago. We had Daniel, her husband, on here, and we've been blessed to be able to do a lot of business together over the years.
Yeah.
And
Been great.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, when two people that are community driven and are committed to excellence, especially in home improvement, can align, right? It's always great to have a few strategic partners that can rely on each other.
Yes.
And things are going to get done properly. And that's really our mission collaboratively, is to help more homeowners in the area have a great experience and not worry, because there's a lot of horror stories.
Yes, there is.
Involved in home
And I'm
improvement.
sure Daniel shared those.
We've talked about a lot of different ones. Yeah. I mean, it's especially in the realm that you guys operate in, doing
GC and
GC
stuff.
life. Like, I made the decision very early on when I decided to get into home improvement, I'm only going to stick to windows. Like, I can't imagine.
It's fun.
Well, I guess perspective is everything too. Just like clarity changes everything,
That's right.
perspective changes everything. Because I don't do good with frazzle
Yeah.
at all. Frazzle is recipe for crash and burn for Lyndol.
I agree with that. I don't love it, but you got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. And you basically, you make sure all the stuff is tight on the financial side.
The office, back end, all of that stuff.
Okay,
I
so
handle.
Do you handle like procurement of materials that need to get ordered, or is that the project manager?
The office does.
Okay, so you work directly with
With our office staff.
Yeah, I know, but I keep wanting to say Sabrina, and that's is it Sabrina?
Sabrina and
It is
Leanne.
Okay, Sabrina and who?
Leanne.
And Leanne. Okay, that handles all that stuff. Make sure that everything.
Leanne
runs
does all the
smoothly.
ordering, gets trades out. So you'll be hearing from her. We're starting to ramp her up on that.
As far as what again? Starting to ramp up on what?
Vendors out.
For events?
Subs out for jobs.
Oh, okay. So are y'all going to start doing, like, I know y'all do a newsletter. You're doing the podcast. We talked about the podcast with Daniel just a minute ago, and my episode just came out a few days ago.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun being on there. Dan's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan is really good.
He's awesome.
You know, he was on the Russ Martin show
Yeah.
forever.
And I'm a huge fan of that show.
Oh, me too.
What did he do on the show?
He started out phone calls and worked his way up, and he pretty much was running it.
Was he like the engineer and producer and all that?
He was producer, I believe, when he began, and then he kind of moved up with Alfie and him and one that went to prison.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So he really stepped up, and then when Russ was going downhill, he stepped up and ran it. And he just does a great job.
He was very good. He was very good, very laser focused, very clear cut on what he wanted to cover, and it was awesome because a lot of those, being able to cover frequently asked questions in such a structured way and have that content to repurpose.
Yeah.
It's so cool what we can do these days with this
AI.
technology, with AI. It's
Crazy.
insane. Where are you from? I don't even know where you're from originally. Missouri? What's your story?
Born and raised there. Moved to Memphis when I was 15.
Were you wanting to be a country star?
No. Graduated high school from there and then moved to Florida in 1994. Moved here in 1997 and haven't left.
When you say here, do you mean Collin, Grayson County, or Texas, or
Colin.
Collin? How'd you meet Daniel?
Country dancing.
Country dancing?
Red River.
Red River? Did you ever meet Elliot? He's one of our techs, one of our installers. You ever met Elliot?
No, I have not.
He's been with us since '97. And he has been the drummer at Red River for 35 years.
Oh, then I probably have seen him.
He is the house drummer at Red River.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, 35 years.
That's a long time.
Consistently. Yeah. I think he's been on the road with some other acts, and yeah, that dude is a beast on the drums. So drumming in windows. That's about.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, and homeowners love him because when he works, he like kind of plays the air drums when he's installing windows.
Like music going on.
Yes, and he's just humming, and he's just a cool, fun, outgoing guy, and because it's all about who works on the house. That's
absolutely.
That's the most
How
important
they relate
part.
to the homeowners.
Yeah, 100%.
That's always key for us.
Yeah. So what's clarity changes everything. The whole concept of this, right, is we all go through obstacles. We all face challenges, and in a crazy, chaotic, very loud culture, it seems like if we don't have a good grip on what's important in our life, we can just be dragged along and end up just destroyed, right? If we don't have, what was it in your life that you found a purpose in? Was there something in your past that you overcame? Have you ever had like a situation that was overwhelming and caused you to pivot to a certain direction of a passion or a purpose, or what are you connected to? What's purposeful to you?
Oh no.
I know you love your grandson.
Oh my gosh. Yes. He's my favorite little human.
Yes.
Nobody's better than him.
Yeah.
And I love my dogs.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of anything.
And your little rooster? Don't you have, what's your little rooster in the garden?
No,
that's the flower bed. What is it?
That's a porch geese.
Geese. It's a geese. Why did I say rooster?
Her name is Gertrude.
Gertrude the geese. Mm-hmm. Gertrude the
Gertie
porch
for short.
geese. Well, I know you love bingo.
I do. That's fun.
And Rotary and
Rotary.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are
my
very
chambers.
Yeah,
I love
you
my
guys are
Boston
very into
chamber.
community stuff.
Oh yeah.
What did you want to do early on? What did you want?
A nurse, because in Missouri, that's all you can do. Pretty much where I was at.
Okay.
2 major hospitals that fed Illinois.
So a very servant heart.
Yeah.
Like to serve and take care.
I love doing real estate too.
Yeah.
Just helping people with that huge purchase.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming for people.
That's a big decision. And there's a lot to it. How long have you been in real estate?
2016.
Yeah. And you just is like a hobby?
No, it started out that way kind of. And then I went into it full time. And then when we started this and it grew so much, I do both, but I don't focus on real estate as much.
Uh-huh. And y'all started this, 6 years ago?
2019.
So 7 years now. Yeah, 'cause I think I met you guys just shortly after.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's your favorite cause?
Alzheimer's.
Oh, really? Were you touched by that?
My grandmother.
Yeah.
And my brain is horrible as I age, and I'm like, I hope I don't end up like her.
It's very sad.
It is sad. It's tough to watch.
Yeah.
It's miserable to watch.
Yeah. Were you hands-on with it?
No. My dad was, because he lived there.
Yeah.
But
in Missouri?
Hmm?
It was in Missouri?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
2009.
2009? Yeah, it can be a scary thing. And there's a lot of interesting studies that are coming out now about the correlation with diet.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that too.
And I guess like all the toxic levels of crap that's
processed nonsense,
mm-hmm. And in the food causing different amounts of inflammation or something.
I have experienced that, and I thankfully found a nurse practitioner that has saved my life and really gotten all the inflammation down.
Oh, for you personally?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're on a big diet health transformation
I tried
kick?
it. We try to eat clean.
Uh-huh.
Dairy, I have learned after all these years, is a no-go for me.
It's terrible. It's really not good for anybody.
I can't, my stomach can't handle it. I try to make my dad feel guilty for that too, because he always made me sit at the table and drink the milk.
Yeah.
When I was little, and I hated it.
Because it can inflame, like it really messes with allergies too. Like where we live, I mean, we have bad enough. Yeah, it's horrible enough as it is.
Yeah.
And I'll notice, like, I don't do a whole lot of dairy.
But when you do,
But when, oh my gosh, it's like I instantly can't breathe. It's like a blockage.
Wow.
It's so weird. Like I love ice cream, but I can't eat it very often.
Well, get the dairy free.
Well, that's what I do. But
It's yummy.
I know that's what I do whenever I try not to. Well, when you have a toddler, you know, I'm having to make a lot of changes because so much of our stuff is just poison.
It is so bad. It's
so
horrible.
It's terrible.
And it's not cheap to eat healthy. America wants us to be fat.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think about RFK? The whole Make America Healthy Again thing. Do you follow anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Along with that?
I listen to Chrisley Knows Best and Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley.
Yeah.
I have my podcast when I'm on the road. That's what I do.
And thank you for introducing me to that.
I think it'd be very cool too.
Yeah, Chrisleys, listen up. If you guys are listening, we're going to get you a reel, but I got to connect with you guys because, you know, my story is very insane. And when you told me about them and digging deep into their story and what they've been through and what they're passionate about as far as bringing change to the prison system, because the prison system is horrible. You know, I've got firsthand experience personally, and then now dealing with it with my wife, you know, being, it's been 4.5 years now.
Wow.
I know, 4.5 years. There's a lot to that as far as navigating it, but the severe lack of programs or care or tools or like if you want, they have programs available, but you have got to grind continuously, consistently, dropping, like they call it dropping kites, I think, to the warden or whatever. Like you got to keep hounding them and hounding them and hounding them to, like, you know, get either therapy or get into a program. And I think there's a lot of things that are starting to change with that.
Todd and Julie have made a huge difference.
Yes.
And I love it. I love listening to hear what they've done and what they've accomplished for these people that live in a camp with no AC.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, that's inhumane to me.
Same here in Texas. A lot of people don't realize it, but most of the prisons here don't have air conditioning. And thankfully, we were blessed to, the first place that they sent my wife, we were able to get her transferred to a different unit just before her first summer hit of being incarcerated. And the first place she was at did not have air conditioning. And that was one of the things that I was concerned about the most, because they had her like working in the fields at the beginning and hoeing weeds. And
Todd and Julie would talk about people that die in there because there's no air. It's like, how is that okay?
It's not okay. I don't see how.
I don't understand how it exists still.
I don't either. And it is truly wild to me how many people don't realize that, right?
Exactly.
That it goes on.
And that's what I like about their podcast, because they do talk about it. They talk about what they went through. I mean, the other day he mentioned how many he's gotten out in about a year.
What, podcast?
No, how many people he's gotten out of prison.
Oh, how many people's gotten out?
What's that halfway through? What's it called that you can get out?
Parole?
No.
Halfway through? What do you mean? Good behavior stuff? What are you talking
there's
about?
something that Biden or somebody put in.
The First Step Act?
That thing. Yeah.
The First Step Act.
He's gotten several people out with that. But in that comes also, what's reentry like? How are they educated to reenter society?
They're not.
Exactly.
There's so many different aspects to it. Because when I had to go, the program that I was in was called Safe P, and it stood for Substance Abuse Felony Punishment. It was technically a treatment program.
Okay.
Basically just disguised as treatment, I guess, for funding. Really, it was just prison with a counselor that came in the dorm once a day. I mean, you know, it wasn't anything special. They were still brewing prison hooch everywhere. They were smoking letters in the shower and seizing up,
seriously?
like smoking K2. Yeah, it was really nuts. I was in this big dorm of 52 guys, and it was a program for people with special needs, because I have a history of taking antidepressants, right? So the way those programs work is if it's if it's documented that you take psych medication, whether it be for depression or bipolar or
Anxiety
anything,
or whatever.
right, and you get in trouble on probation and you have to do a program, you have to go to the one for people with special needs because you're considered special needs if you have to take psych
We
med.
always knew that, Lyndol.
Yeah, I know. I'm special. my mom said, you're the only one on the short bus that gets to wear a helmet. You're extremely special. No, I'm just kidding. My mom never told me that.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it's and there's such a huge, like there were some people that were in that dorm that were absolutely special needs. Like
True definition.
Like true definition of special needs, like severe schizophrenia, talking to the wall, like banging their head on the wall, and then you got, there's got to be a little more accountability around labels.
Yeah.
Right. And the fact that you just have one, like
That covers everything.
everything,
Which, yeah,
right?
It's extreme.
So you could be in there for multiple DWIs, right? And then be sharing a bunk with someone that slaughtered his whole family with an axe. You know what I mean? Like where's the accountability on that? The classification is the word that has been going through my head. Like there's got to be a little better system when it comes to classifying the person. Like let's just take my wife, for example, right? When her accident happened, and yes, someone lost their life, super tragic, and it happens way more than it needs to.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. I mean, there's a lot of
Sad.
tragic drinking and driving related deaths and accidents, but there's a difference between, in my opinion, right? There's a difference between someone that their whole lifestyle is robbing houses, kicking indoors, killing people, aggravated robbery, like that. When I think of crime, that's what I think of.
Right,
That's what comes to mind,
Yeah.
right? And my wife had just graduated University of North Texas with a bachelor's in counseling. She had just got accepted to grad school to work on her master's to be a therapist. That's what she wanted to do. Great listener, great supporter, a lot of the same kind of heart that you have for people and, want to take care of people. I think that's also a lot of women possess that. The accident happened and it was tragic. She'd never been in trouble a day in her life. And then the conditions that she was a part of, like the first place she was at, was this big metal barn, and she was housed with a whole bunch of, I think 200, there was 200 ladies in there.
Wow.
And every single one of them was there for either like manslaughter or murder or, assault with deadly weapon. Like that's their lifestyle type thing. Yeah. And there's a few kind of mixed in there that there's a
classification
a mistake involved. And, my wife's like this fragile, shy, overly anxious girl that they threw out in the fields to hoe weeds and
with no AC, no doubt.
With no AC, right? Returning to no AC, and we had to fight. Like I had to make calls incessantly. I was trying to, because she didn't get in that environment. Let me backtrack just a little bit, because I think because there is a baby involved in this, right. I want to be careful how I talk about this. Correct. Because it's not like that's the environment she was in when she was pregnant.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
So a little timeline recap here. We went to court. Well, I came home. I came home from being incarcerated. 3 weeks later, like I'd been gone 17 months. Okay. I came home, got us an apartment. 3 weeks later, she was sentenced to 8 years. So that's all the time we had together after me being gone for 17 months. And that's when we got pregnant. I mean, what else do you think we're going to be doing? Daddy been gone 17 months.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lock the doors. We're going to be in here a while. Window customers can wait. Because we knew she was going to be going away. You know, we were trying for probation. That's what we were really kind of fighting for. It was a first offense. Never been in
death involved.
But death involved. It's very tough. We were really, really trying for that. So
she was sentenced. 2 weeks later, I went to go visit her, and her head was kind of tilted to the side. And I go, "Oh God, you're pregnant, aren't you?" Like, I just knew it.
Wow.
I just felt it. She was like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." So what they did quickly was transfer her out of county and transferred her to a medical prison first. Okay. She was in a great environment. It was like the Taj Mahal of Texas prisons. It's down near Galveston. Air conditioning. She just basically relaxed in the dorm all day. There was no drama. I mean, it was a medical facility.
Yeah.
Right. So the only thing I have to say about that is they were still eating. She still had to eat the same prison food as a pregnant woman. There was no
beefing up the milk or
there was
stuff like that.
No, nothing. It was the exact same stuff, right? That was the first thing where I recognized something needs to change there.
Yeah.
Like, if this woman is pregnant, there needs to be, I think they gave her, like, what's the prenatal gummies or whatever they're called. That was really all that they provided.
The extra.
But, like, they should be getting, like, veggies. And, like,
they should be eating cleaner.
They should be eating cleaner and healthy and like,
but it's
some
like
type
they don't
of.
give a crap.
No, they really don't. No.
And yeah, you did something wrong, but are you condemned for the rest of your life? You shouldn't be.
No, you shouldn't. And, that's just how it is incarcerated. They talk to you like you are an idiot. They talk to you like you're scum of the earth. So really all she did was just mind her business and lay on the bunk and read. I would just send her books, make sure she had, money on her books to call her children, her other 2 children. And then this is the next part of it to where I think this really pissed me off. Okay. So Chrisleys, listen up.
Exactly.
Listen
Todd,
up. Julie, I need you guys to come alongside me in this, because this really threw me for a loop that this could happen, right? So she carried the baby to term in this medical prison. Her water broke at 7 a.m. They put her in a holding cell because the hospital was 20 minutes from the prison.
Okay.
It was University of Texas Medical Branch in Galveston.
Okay.
There's that hospital on the beach. That's where my daughter was born. So when her daughter broke, they put her in a holding cell because they do transports certain time of day or whatever. And they kept her in the holding cell until all the other inmates that needed to go to the hospital that day were all present. And then they all got on the van together.
Oh, Lord.
To drive over to because we're only making one trip.
You can't stop a baby.
My wife got to the hospital just in time. Like, she didn't get any Demerol or, any of that stuff. It was almost like she walked in, they put her, the whole time, she's laying in the van. Like, the other girls that were in the van with her were, like, stroking her hair, and she's freaking out, like, just saturated, like, got this baby coming. And they're just like, okay, we're going to get to the hospital. Let's get everybody that's supposed to be here first, And she gets there just in time, to where it's almost like as soon as she got there, they put her in the wheelchair to get her to the room. And they're like, oh, my God, get her in there now. And it was almost like as soon as she got there and popped up on the thing and put her little...
Were you able to make it down there in time? Since
no, the dad's not even allowed to be a part of the birth. So the way that it works, like, I didn't get to be there for it. The mom gets to keep the kid for 72 hours in the hospital alone, so they can kind of have their bonding moment. They called me my wife called me first. As soon as her water broke, she went straight to the phone. She's like, my water broke. I'm going to go to the hospital. That's when you should have taken my wife to the hospital.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't put her in a freaking holding cell.
And wait on other people. Just because you only have one transport today. So what time was Everly born?
She was born at 10:55 in the morning.
That's fast. But she's had 2 other children, so it's going to be faster.
Yeah, 10:55 in the morning. I think it was 10:55. But they called me. As soon as she got to the hospital, they called me and let me know, hey, your wife's here. Your daughter's been born, go ahead and head this direction. She gets her for 3 days. And then, once on the 3rd day, my mom rode down there with me. And we went to, it was cool getting to hang out with my mom for a few days. I
Yeah.
didn't get to see her a whole lot. So we made a trip of it. We went to Galveston as soon as we got the phone call and went to the beach and did some stuff. And on day 3, me and my mom went to the hospital and waited out because there's a special wing of the hospital for the prisoners, right? So there's no windows or anything like that. So we just sat in this kind of box waiting room, and then they wheeled out my little daughter on a cart.
You're like, what am I going to do with this?
Man,
You're going to go nuts.
hard
She
to believe
was
that.
the cutest little baby.
She had a
She's still
huge
cute.
head, massive head. I didn't even realize it at the time. It was so big. I looked, because a couple people said that to me. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
And you're
My-
like, no,
my
I gotta look at
kid's
other
adorable.
kids.
But now I'm looking at these old school pictures. I'm like, good Lord, she did have a massive head. It was so surreal, man. But they wheel your little baby out there, and I put her first little outfit on her, and it's just been me and her since she was 3 days old. But I do want to say this though. I think that you hear a lot of stories of people saying, "Oh, well, that was a prison baby. Feel sorry for them. They were born in prison, or whatever." I honestly think because my wife had no outside stress, because the baby takes on what the
Yeah,
mother is taking
exactly.
on, right? So daily stresses of life, if you're worrying about bills or you have work going on or just the fast pace of life in general
Right.
can create a lot of stress, and the stress is passed on to the baby, right? Well, my daughter didn't have any of that. And I think she's been a 12-hour sleeper since she was 2 weeks old.
I know, that was impressive.
Yeah, and I largely think it has to do with that because she was just in a chill environment.
Yeah.
Like there was no drama going on. My wife just laid there and read books and talked to her, the whole pregnancy. The only stress really was, on visitation day when she would leave to, come out and see me, because I visited twice a month during the
Wow.
pregnancy. I would drive down to Galveston on a Friday. I'd get a hotel, visit for 4 hours Saturday morning. We'd get a full contact visit for 4 hours. Visit for 4 hours Saturday morning, stay in the hotel again, and come back Sunday morning and visit for another 4 hours.
Okay.
And I did that every other weekend.
Wow.
The entire
That's a lot.
pregnancy. Yeah, it was a whole lot. So now my Ford Escape is on its last limb because
it's dead, isn't
it's about dead, man. 230,000 miles is a 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, thing's about dead.
Wow.
But even though she was in a chill environment, like the visitation room, like the people that
Chaotic.
worked there were just rude.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they talked to me, the way that they treated the scenario, she would tell me things about, how they would still yell at her in the hall and like, hey girl, where you going? And just like stupid stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like not, especially in a medical unit. You know what I mean?
This is what Todd and Julie are working on.
Yes.
Is that right there?
Yeah.
Because you're still a human being.
You're still a freaking human being, a pregnant one at that.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, the food thing was probably the biggest thing that I noticed from that part.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. So she, man, I had some dairy this morning. My nose is inflamed right now. I can't even
Speaking
breathe.
of dairy.
Goodness gracious. So when she got back to that medical unit, I think she was in the hospital. She had the baby for 3 days there, and then she was in the hospital for 2 more days before they sent her back. And they sent her straight to that medical unit.
Mm-hmm.
And within not even 3 days, I mean, it was fast. They transferred her out of the medical unit to the regular prison, and she was in solitary confinement
What?
for several days while just having a kid.
Whoa.
They went from, there was no assistance with any type of transitioning or counseling. Within a week and a half of having a baby, she's hoeing weeds in the field. That's garbage. That is freaking absolute garbage.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
So
Back to no AC again?
yes, Yeah. So she went from the medical unit, which had the AC. Everything was cool there. But then the unit that she went to immediately after that, they housed her based on what her charge classification was. So where they first put her, she was just in this big metal barn with a whole bunch of violent women. Right.
Right.
There was no classes. There was no programs. She was hoeing weeds in the field. There was no I'm like, there's no accountability around. Let's, rehabilitate them, because there are good places, right? So at what point, like there's good programs and there's stuff available, right? It took me, I don't know how many phone calls. I started blowing the unit up, calling, going, my wife just had a kid. Like, she's an educated person.
Yeah.
I know there's programs available. Can we at least get her to where there's AA? Like, to be able to get, a regular, she was there a long time. It was very, that was one of the hardest things to deal with is I think she was maybe in solitary for 9 days or 10 days.
Weird.
And you don't have access to a phone or anything whenever you first get to the unit. So it was maybe about a good 2 weeks before I got to talk to my wife after I picked up the baby. And it was every night the phone calls were just tears and worry and that was very hard for me to handle on a few different levels because I got this kid by myself.
Sleep deprived.
Which thankfully, as soon as she hit 2 weeks, she turned into she was a sleeper. And I'm like, how's the first answered prayer?
Amen.
But really having to figure out how can because I've never been a dad.
Right.
This is my first time doing this. There's a certain level of energy I have to maintain, right? To still work and be a single dad. I can't have these conversations every single night on the phone.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah,
that are
mentally just depleting.
Right, and I'm like, look, I get it. It sucks. The only thing that I can do is keep calling, and keep doing research, and keep figuring out programs, and keep calling on your behalf, and so the first, I advocated for her for a really long time before we finally got some movement. Because it's been 4.5 years. It's crazy. It's been 4.5 years. But we finally started to get some movement, and she made it to a really good place and some really good programs.
Okay,
and
good.
She's got to, there's a program down in this one unit that she's in right now in Lockhart, Texas, south of Austin. It's called EWAP, Empowering Women Out of Prison.
I like that.
Yeah, Empowering Women Out of Prison, and it's the only unit that has that program. It's a nonprofit, and it's so crazy how things work out. They only take a certain number of women. The program's 9 months long.
Okay.
And women from all over the state apply to be in this program, and they only take 90 women.
Wow.
Per year.
Well, in that first building she was in was over 200 women.
Yes.
Wow.
And when you go to that part of Texas where all those prisons are, I call it Prison Valley. As soon as you go over the hill and start to depart down into the valley where the prisons are, it's just nothing but prisons.
Really?
I mean, it's so depressing. It's out in the middle in Gatesville.
Okay.
In Gatesville. They're everywhere. Just barbed wire as far as you can see. None of them have AC. I mean, it's just...
We live in Texas.
It's terrible. So it took a whole lot of effort, took a whole lot of phone calls. And it was a blessing how she even got in that program in the first place because it is so limited. My phone calls may or may not have had something to do with
Squeaky wheel.
Yeah. Well, there's a backstory I don't really want to share, but I was able to talk to a couple of people that made it happen really quickly when it shouldn't have even happened. Like, she got into that program 2 years before she was really even eligible for it.
Oh, wow.
Because they don't really let you in that program until you have closer to, right. It's more designed to be as you're getting ready to leave. So thankfully, I happened to know somebody that knew the director and kind of
Whatever you got to do.
connected some dots
Yeah.
and got her in the program. And then after the program was done, they decided to keep her for another year in that program as a leader.
Oh, nice. Well, she's got the history of therapy and everything.
Yep.
So that's really cool.
Yep. So she's been able to be a part of a lot of stuff over the last couple of years, both from an entrepreneurial development perspective, a personal development perspective, and just really, like, she started a program, not a program, but she started a group in there that other dorms started to learn about, like kind of like a support group for other ladies that were there with the same charge. And then it kind of trickled down, and like the office found out about it. And so like she's grown so freaking much
Being there.
But all the work that was necessary to even get her the opportunity to be involved in something like that, it shouldn't have to be that hard,
Yeah.
is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be that hard.
They should be treated like humans.
Yes.
Air,
Yeah.
better food.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have somebody sending you money, you're not going to eat well
No, it's really sad, and a lot of people don't have anybody
to send them money.
on the outside. And, you know, I mean, thankfully we've been blessed, and been able to keep money on her books and send her books, and and bless a couple other people
Yeah.
that are in there, and like if you're bunky or someone needs some extra, I'll put a little extra on your thing so you
Yeah,
can
so
help
they can-
somebody.
yeah.
Because that's really what it's all about. I mean, we're humans at the end of the day. Now, but the individual person though has to want to get better.
That's
right?
true.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
You can't make them.
No, you can't make.
But there
them.
are people that do want to get better. They want to get out. They want to go back to society, and they're not equipped for it.
Right. But the access, that the problem is, it shouldn't be so hard to get access to stuff while you're
Right.
in there.
I mean,
right?
the internet.
What's that?
The internet.
Yeah. I mean,
How can you not do classes there? Just
they have stuff like that. They have, I think they don't have anything past. There's certain things you can get a bachelor's degree in.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is there's very limited units.
Yeah.
That have that stuff, because you can learn a trade. There's so many things available to them, but it's not available in all the units.
Yeah,
like
not
and-
everybody gets that.
Right. And there's limited amounts of people that get to do it. So there, I think is it Norway, or is it, there's one of the countries, their whole prison system is designed around personal development and healing from trauma. So when you get in trouble, like, their whole system is designed to, whenever you come in, counseling is a part of it. Therapy is a part of it.
If you don't want to repeat it, you need to.
Treat the person, because most people that do bad things, there are evil people out
Yeah,
there,
that's
don't
true.
get me wrong, but most people that have like a bad lifestyle or a criminal lifestyle, deep in there somewhere there's good.
Something, yeah.
Yeah,
Something's
I
messed
met
up somewhere.
I met a lot of them. Childhood trauma, childhood abuse. I mean, all kinds of things could have happened that they never got help with. That pain and trauma is what's running the show.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They're repeat offenders.
And the repeat offenders, because the insides has not been addressed. You can't just lock somebody up
And think it's going to be.
and think
okay.
it's going to be okay. No,
I agree.
There's got to be a whole lot of changes designed around healing, like internal healing.
Yeah.
It's got to start there. But it's some of the stuff that I saw. I mean, I was supposed to be in a treatment program in prison, and there was 15 gallons of hooch available every single day, being brewed 2 bunks over.
Oh, wow. Were you tempted?
No, you know what? I was the only person in that whole entire dorm that did not have one sip or one smoke or one toke of anything the entire time I was there. And because when I got there, I was like, if I have to be separated from everything and I have to go on this time out, I'm going to make the best of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the best of it. I wasn't even tempted. I mean, of course, they were, hey, man, you want to come shoot? No, I'm not interested, dude. I read 144 books when I was there.
Wow.
I exercised. I got my GED. I wanted to get out of that dorm as much as I possibly could, but we were there during COVID. Like, we were locked down in this dorm most of the time. I was able to get out and go to class to get the GED, but, you know, everyone was wearing masks, but we had hardly any rec time. I think I saw the rec yard 3 times the whole 9 months I was there, because everything kept getting, locked down.
A lot of prisoners die?
No, not where I was at. And the place that I was at was different programs. There was like a DWI program. There was, different sanctions for probation violations. I mean, it was still Texas Department of Criminal Justice. So I still had to have my head shaved and prison ID and behind barbed wire. And, you know, it was the same exact thing, but everything was program driven. But still, we called it trash treatment.
Well, because they talk to you like trash.
Well, they talk to you like trash, and it's all a joke, man. It's really just designed for funding, I had to fight really hard and write letter after letter after letter after letter to the warden, because I was there. I had been in that program for a month before I found out about my wife's car accident. It happened the night before I got transferred from county jail to prison.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. It happened at 8 p.m. on January 22nd. It happened at 8 p.m. on January 21st. It happened at 8 p.m. on January 21st. 8 hours later, I had been in county jail for 5.5 months.
Wow.
While my attorney was fighting it and trying to figure out what they were going to do with me.
Right.
I'd been there 5.5 months. Her accident happened at 8 p.m. 8 hours later at 4 a.m., I transferred out of Collin County to go to the prison, and she came into Collin County that night.
Oh.
We weren't even talking at the time. I hadn't talked to her in 3 months.
Yeah.
I had filed for divorce. I told you that.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, I was filing for divorce. I hadn't talked to her in like 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
When the accident happened, there was a lot of elements to that. That was one of the culprits to leading up to
Correct. That makes sense.
her downfall.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea the accident happened. So I get to this prison unit, and my dad didn't know how to tell me.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was living in our apartment. Like, all my stuff was still there. My car was in the garage. My clothes were in the closet.
Yeah.
So my dad and my sister had to save the day, and my wife's aunt, and they all met over at the apartment, and my dad and my sister packed all my stuff. Tiffany's aunt packed all her stuff, and her aunt took her stuff one way, and my dad and sister
How bizarre.
took my stuff the other way. And it was about a month later before I found out the accident happened.
So how long was she in county? A month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It took my dad that long to figure out how to tell me. But she was in county for 3 months before she was able to get bonded out. And so, I'm in this program and committed to getting better and working on myself and reading and mentoring a couple guys that I saw a lot. What's the word?
Needed help?
No.
Potential.
Yeah. Saw a lot of potential in, so I would get
needed help.
Yeah, I would get extra copies of certain books brought in, have my mom send me extra copies of books for them, and we would read together and do little workshops together and stuff like that. And so
Do you still stay in contact with them?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that I still talk to.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of them is just he's gotten awards at work for the last 2 years of like top sales rep, and he'll call me on FaceTime every once in a while, and he's like, "Man, I'm telling you, dude, if it wasn't for you, man, like you believing in me and you believe in him, I wouldn't be where I'm at."
Because like your wife, that was an absolute mistake. That was absolutely nothing she would ever do, right? So, but she shouldn't have to pay for it for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
You do your time, you shouldn't have to be punished more.
Yeah, and there's a lot of. It depends on what type of person you are.
Yeah.
But people look at things like that obviously totally different.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Some of the things that were said about my wife online, like when the whole thing went up on a Facebook
yep.
page, some of the things that were said about her were just so awful and so evil.
Social
and
media is not nice.
No, it's terrible. And I'm thinking to myself, I guarantee you all these people that are saying all this stuff have been behind the wheel when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't personally know anybody that can say they never have.
I don't either,
I mean,
honestly.
I'm sure there are people out
Yeah.
there, because there are people out there that have never drank a day in their
Correct.
life,
Or smoked.
or smoked, or done anything like that. So yeah, of course there's people, but the vast percentage, especially in this culture, when alcohol is associated with every single thing that is America, you know what I mean? Like movie theaters, alcohol, concerts,
Everywhere.
alcohol, everything, alcohol, 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 alcohol. Hey, and if they make you feel like a complete loser if you don't partake, but then if something happens in your life because
Then
of it, they all turn their back
Yeah.
on you. It's crazy. We live in such a nuts bag society.
Social media is just something. I mean, it can take somebody down in 2 seconds. A business, a person.
Yeah. People
Kids get bullied on it.
It's really wild to see the state of where our society and our culture is at right now, because it literally, Daniel and I were talking about this just before you got here, about, if you do want to play around on it a little bit, you've got to like block a little bit of time and just hold yourself accountable to just using
That
it maybe
time.
30 minutes a day or whatever. But when you see like these threads of people spending their entire day arguing
Yes.
on
And
Facebook.
it's the same culprits.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It's almost to the point of probably destroying more lives mentally
Yeah.
than anything else. Alcohol and drugs, I mean, I think alcohol probably destroys more lives than anything else.
You think more than drugs? Mm-hmm. I know there's been a lot of drug busts.
Well, I
around
think,
here
and
lately.
the reason I think that is because you don't have to try to get alcohol.
True.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
If you have an alcohol problem,
You can go to the store.
you just go to the store. There's no ramifications. There's no, man, I got to get hold of the whiskey guy today. You know what I mean? I hope that whiskey guy is holding. Like you don't have to put in an exorbitant amount of effort to get
find it.
alcohol.
True.
So if it takes you over and you become dependent, bro, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
There's no, everywhere you turn, it's
So
there.
Does she have AA meetings where she's at now?
There are people that bring AA meetings into the prisons. I think that where she's at, they may have one every 2 weeks that they can go to. They do have church services.
Okay.
The unit that she's in, and it was a miracle that we even got her there, and it's such a cool story. I'll share it with you offline how we got her there. But the place that she's at, it's kind of like a one-of-a-kind unit in Texas. It's like the Taj Mahal of Texas prisons.
sounds like it.
And they've got like the program that she's in. I mean, there's people that come and they bring yoga and meditation and like there's mindfulness things that
See,
they
that's
can
preparing
do.
them to get back out in the world.
Right. Well, or just learning how to be a person in general, because so many people have never even been taught that.
Well, and they're treated like crap in the prison system, so they just
Well, a lot of them are
Continue
treated
along.
like crap in the world.
exactly.
That's how their
That's
whole
why they're
life
there.
has been.
Yep.
That's why they're there. So if we could do some reconstruction on what their first, I don't know why my words are so off, introduced to, like whenever they first get to prison, like the process that they go through to get introduced into the system, there could be some changes on the front end that are geared more towards, hey, you did some awful things. You're here now. We want to help you develop some skills. Like if that's how you're greeted,
Yeah.
if you're greeted like a person,
I'll act like a person.
you'll act like a person. What I notice in these programs, the one that I was at, is you can't just scream at people and talk down on them and yell on them and treat them like idiots and expect them
To have
to not be idiots.
Yeah.
Like, it's so completely backwards.
It's like, listen to some of the stories that Todd and Julie have talked about, and it's just like, it's amazing that these people are allowed to treat people that way. They have some kind of complex. I don't know what the deal is. It's just like the prisons are they're punching bags.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. I mean, you're not going to rehabilitate anybody that way.
No, it's really crazy. So Chrisleys, once again, if you're listening.
Yeah, we need your help.
Yeah, I want to get connected to you guys. I want to come on the podcast. I want to talk to you. I want to figure out is there some things that my wife wants to get involved with whenever she comes home. We have another year and a half. We have another year and a half before she gets another parole chance. She was just denied in December. Didn't make her first parole. December 2027 is our next shot, and there's definitely some things that she wants to get involved in. She would far better be able to speak on her experience than me,
right?
For sure. So I want to get connected with you guys. We're going to have to go ahead and wrap this up. I got to get to Louisville. But I want to get connected with you guys so we can have deeper conversations about what you guys are doing and figure out how we can get involved. Because there's so many things I'd love to see change, not just for her side, but the things that I experienced.
The whole system is
the
broke.
whole system is terrible. So I want to hook up with you guys. Thanks for coming in and talking to me. It's always great kicking it with you. So you guys remember 833 Cook DFW. When you need anything roofing or GC related, these are your people.
CookDFW.com.
CookDFW.com. Woodruff Windows. You need those windows. Hit us up. Remember, clarity changes everything. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.
This episode is brought to you by Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration and Texas Delta Moving.
There's a lot of horror stories in the moving industry.
I'm not going to sit there and tell you that I underestimate you just to hook you on our books.
If you're in the area and you want to have someone trustworthy in your home, if you need everything packed and moved and unpacked and all of that, they can do all that.
It was almost 30-40% higher than what I was quoting them. So I just want to make sure that everybody gets taken care of. We're still doing the junk removal, so it's a combination of both.
Texas Delta Moving. What's a good phone
number? The phone number to reach us at is 945-237-3616.
The website is texasdeltamoving.com. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Clarity Changes Everything. If this conversation helped you in any way, it would mean the world if you would subscribe and then make sure you share it with someone that needs to hear it. And if you're here in the DFW Metroplex and you want to talk windows, all you got to do is text Clarity to 214-225-1922 to schedule your complimentary in-home consultation with me. If you want updates on the podcast, special offers, and more exciting things coming, just want the news, visit claritychangeseverythingpodcast.com and join my email list. Until next time, remember, clarity changes everything.